I made a Pokemon League where the Pokemon and generations are random. If you don't know what a league is, it is a Pokemon tournament where the player holds a draft to determine the pool of Pokemon they're able to use. Except for us, it's a little different because the teams are completely random. So, some groundwork. There's 2 conferences and 2 divisions in each of those conferences that were made to separate the players. There's 3 people per division, and the top 2 in each division would make it to playoffs. We didn't have any bye weeks at first since at the time we didn't need any, but I will touch on that later. I will now introduce our competitors. First up in the Leafeon division, we have Chilling Charlotte, who is a friend of mine and another content creator. You may know him as Earthly Tides, his link will be down below. Next up, we have Live with Lucario, a personal friend of mine who's generally knowledgeable on Pokemon and is here from the last season. Next up, we have Valhalla Vulpix, who is a newer competitor. He has competed in multiple leagues and is an experienced battler in a normal draft league format. Next up, in the Glacian division, we have Monocle Mamoswine. He's a returning player and a Twitch streamer, I think. Next up is Las Vegas Lopunny, the returning champion of the last season. He has years of experience and is here to defend his title. And finally, we have Pikachu Anna, a returning player, not the most experienced, but they managed to snag 4th place in the last season, so we'll see how they do this season. Entering the next conference and entering the Espeon division, we have the Swords Dancing Scissors, in other words, me. I am the host of the league and I managed to get 3rd place in the last season. Next up, we have the Shining Star Absol, or Electrical as he is known on my channel a lot. He's also another YouTuber, his link will be in the description. He's been in every league that I've been, and he was the runner-up in the last season trying to get his revenge. And finally, in our division, we have the Vaporeon, a underdog from the last season, a personal friend of mine and generally experienced in Pokemon. Next up in the Umbreon division, we have the Channel Island Furrets, a returner from last season whose main goal is to do better than he did last season, which is fair enough. Next up, we have the Blood Curdling Basculegion, a newcomer replacing a last-second Flake, friend of Electrical, and kind of saved my ass when it came to running this league. And last but not least, we have the Philadelphia Ninetales, a newcomer who's highly experienced and here to try to win the league. Before we enter the battles, I would like to kindly ask you guys to subscribe. It helps boost my ego, and I'm trying to hit 100 subscribers before the end of this year, and liking the video because it shows YouTube that you enjoy watching my content and show it to more people, helping grow our channel. Also, 50% of my viewers actually aren't subscribed, so there's a coin flip chance that you aren't subscribed to my channel, so it'd be greatly appreciated if you went and check that out. But with that out of the way, let's go check out these battles. The first week of the league was held in Generation 1, which is the most RNG-based generation. There are so many factors that just seem broken, special attack and special defense being the same stat, waking up from sleep taking up a whole move, crits being decided on speed, and many, many more broken mechanics. So the first battle that we will be focusing on is the Valhalla Vulpix versus the Monocle Mamoswine. They are both in the same conference, so this first battle was very influential to how they performed. Valhalla's team consisted of Articuno, Arcanine, Dragonite, Magnemite, Pinsir, and Alakazam. The battle starts and the beginning leads out are Articuno and Jinx. Valhalla immediately switches into Arcanine and dodges a Lovely Kiss. Monocle then shows his Poliwhirl while Valhalla brings in Dragonite. After some damage, Jinx goes back to the field, scaring Dragonite to switching to Magnemite, which then kills Jinx. Monocle brings in Primeape and fires a Rock Slide onto an upcoming Articuno that misses a hit that could have changed this whole game. After they miss, they both switch into their Pokemon, Magnemite for Valhalla and Zapdos for Monocle. Valhalla switches again, showing his Pinsir. That sounds like an innuendo, I'm sorry. Anyway, Zapdos kills the Pinsir. Dragonite comes out and Monocle brings in Ditto. The Ditto then gets frozen, leaving the Ditto useless, more than it already was since it's Generation 1. Anyway, Articuno comes out, sets up, and it kills the Ditto, Zapdos, a Weedle, and a Primeape. The Poliwhirl comes out and takes some hits while it maxes out its special, allowing it to kill Articuno, Magnemite, and Alakazam before dying to Dragonite. So the rest of the battles consisted of Live with Lucario beating the Chilling Charizard, Shining Star Absol beating me, Vaporeon beating the Channel Island Furrets, and the Philadelphia Ninetales beating the Blood Curdling Basculegion. If you notice, there's a missing battle in there. That's because someone dipped out last second and didn't have a replacement for a couple weeks. Anyway, here are the current team standings. Week 2 takes place in Generation 2, which thankfully isn't as broken, but abilities in the special splits still don't exist yet, so this should be interesting. For this battle, we're going to go all the way to the Umbreon division. We're going to see a fight between the Channel Island Furrets and the Philadelphia Ninetales. We're going to take the point of view of Ninetales. Ninetales is a team of Raichu, Crobat, Houndoom, Clefable, Rhydon, and Amistar. Raichu and Charizard are the lead-outs. Charizard takes damage and switches into Parasect. Parasect eventually takes out Raichu. Crobat comes in and kills the Charizard on the switch-in. And then on stage is Houndoom and Golduck. Houndoom gets taken up by Golduck while Amistar comes in and takes about half health. The damage is scary. Clefable switched in, and then Machamp is also switched in, so it's Clefable versus Machamp. Clefable actually takes out the Machamp before it becomes a Fairy type with Belly Drum in return. Fearow then shows up and kills Clefable, and switches out into Parasect as Rhydon gets on the field. Crobat switches in and kills the Parasect, but is then killed by Golduck as well as Rhydon and Amistar after a couple of turns. So the rest of the battles ended up with the Valhalla Vulpix beating the Chilling Charizard, the Live with Lucario losing to the Las Vegas Lopunny, me beating Vaporeon, Shining Title Absol beating the Blood-Curdling Basket Legion, and as you saw, the Channel Island Ferrets beating the Philly Ninetales. Again, you notice something? Another missing battle! This is kind of my straw, and the person who was in the league, who I won't mention for privacy reasons, was kicked out and turned into a bye week. So this is the last time I'll mention this specific person. They flaked, and if you can guess who they were, I'm not going to name names. Anyway, on to week 3. Week 3 takes place in Generation 3, where a bunch of new abilities are introduced, but the physical special split still hasn't been applied, and for the final challenge is just a bunch of new Pokemon. For this week, we're taking the point of view of the Shining Title Absol and his opponent, Vaporeon. In this battle, it holds the ranking of everyone in their division, at the time of course. It includes those two and myself. If Absol won, he would be in first and undefeated. In Vayne won, he would tie up the record of everyone being 2-1, starting a bracket reset. Absol, not the Shiny Hunter, great channel, go check them out, has a team of Raticate, Dusclops, Pinsir, Huntail, Moltres, and Poliwrath. The battle starts with Raticate versus Slowbro. The Slowbro takes out the Raticate, Dusclops comes in and takes out the Slowbro. Vayne then shows the Jolteon that takes out the Dusclops. Pinsir shows up and kills the Jolteon. Weezing is taken out, and Absol takes out his Huntail, and Weezing goes for Fire Blast. Weezing kills itself. It uses Explosion, and it takes out the Huntail with it. Pinsir shows up, and again, Azatu is shown that actually KOs the Pinsir with a critical hit. Absol then shows his Moltres as it kills Fortress on a switch-in. Sudowoodo shows up and scares Absol into switching into Poliwrath. There's a bunch of different switches. Moltres eventually kills Xatu, while Sudowoodo takes up Moltres. It ends with each trainer having one Pokemon, Poliwrath for Absol and Sudowoodo for Vaporeon. The division in the balance, the win goes to Absol. He takes out the Sudowoodo with 2 attacks. Okay, so to recap on week 3, Valhalla Vulpix beats the Live with Lucario, Las Vegas Lopunny beats the Marnicle Mamoswine, Swordsman because there's me, beat the Philadelphia Ninetales, Chilling Charizard gets a bye week, and if you didn't notice, there's something missing because Channel Island Ferrets ghosted us. We have another missing battle and he just doesn't respond, and we don't have to play around him. I can't find a replacement, so it's just a bye week, and I'll just mention it that way for the rest of the video. So we're now entering Generation 4, where the physical special split is finally a thing, so that makes a whole new world of gameplay, and the closest thing to normal gameplay without a game-breaking gimmick or bug. But we are going to take the point of view of Chilling Charizard, who faced the Marnicle Mamoswine, both of them being generally new to battling. And let's say Charizard's team real quick, which is Meganium, Dialga, Seviper, Gengar, Walrein, and Exploud. Okay, so the battle started with Meganium versus Starmie. Starmie switches out into Ninetales that kills the Meganium. Dialga that comes in and kills Ninetales and a Dusknoir. Mamoswine then comes out, as well as Seviper, and Seviper then dies. Then Gengar shows up after a lot of switches happening, showing Mantine and Bastiodon for the Marnicle Mamoswine. After more switching, Dialga takes out Bastiodon, and then gets taken out by Mamoswine. The Gengar shows up, and it takes out Starmie, Mamoswine, and Mantine, giving Charizard his first win. Okay, you guys know the drill at this point. The battles for this week were the Live with Lucario beating the Greedy Groudon, who's actually our replacement in for the Pikachu Anna, because they flaked in last week 1. The Las Vegas Lopunny, who beat the Valhalla Vulpix. I had a bye week, the Ninetales beating the Shining Title Absol, making no one undefeated in this league, and the Blood-Curdling Basket Legion, who beat the Vaporeon. Week 5 is held in Generation 5, which is actually really similar to Generation 4. And the big difference is gems, which the best way I can explain that are Baby Z moves, but besides that, in certain Pokemon, they are very similar. So we're taking the point of view of Vaporeon. He will be facing the Philadelphia Ninetales. Vaporeon needs a win to have a chance of playoffs due to Minor Electrical's overwhelming positive record. The team Vaporeon has is Cherim, Skarmory, Mawile, Machamp, Suicune, and Rotom Fan. The battle starts as Cherim versus Volbeat. After some setup, Volbeat takes out the Cherim. Volbeat is then taken out by Skarmory. Mr. Mime switches in and sets up a nasty plot, and to put it shortly, it murders everything. In other words, it KOs Skarmory, Mawile, Machamp, Suicune, and Rotom, possibly the biggest blowout in this league. To recap what happened the rest of this week, we had the Las Vegas Lopunny beating the Chilling Charizard, the Marnicle Mamoswine beating the Live with Lucario, the Greedy Groudon beat the Valhalla Vulpix, and the Blood-Curdling Basket Legion beat us. The Shining Title Absol got a bye week this week. Week 6 takes place in Generation 6, where the gimmicks start to take place. For this generation, it is Mega Pokemon, where certain Pokemon get a new form, and it's busted, and I think it's so cool. But we're taking the point of view of Live with Lucario, who is a spot in contention between the Chilling Charizard for playoffs. The team consisted of Golduck, Weavile, Mantine, Mawile, Deoxys, and Drifloon, and they were facing the Shining Title Absol. The battle starts with Golduck and Scyther, and after Livid switches into Weavile, it gets one-shot by Scyther. Mantine switches in and gets killed by Scyther as well. Livid sends in Mawile that takes out the Scyther. Steelix switches in and Mega Evolves, which takes out the Mawile and the Deoxys. Golduck shows up again and takes out the Steelix. Electrical pulls out Giratina, which actually takes out the Golduck. Drifloon is Livid's last Pokemon, and it takes out Satan. But Electrical takes out his Ember Palm that KOs his Drifloon, giving the win to Electrical. To recap the rest of the battles, it ended with me taking out Chilling Charizard, Valhalla beating the Vaporeon, Las Vegas Lopunny beating the Blood-Curdling Basket Legion, defeating Ninetales taking out Gritty Groudon, and Marnicle taking a bye week. Week 7 is held in Generation 7. Wow, who knew? But the biggest thing in this generation are Z moves, which are really strong attacks that can be used once per game and are based on type. For this battle, we're taking the point of view of Marnicle Mamoswine, their opponent being yours truly. Their team consisted of Druddigon, Feraligatr, Ninjask, Mandibuzz, Lunatone, and Megaladios. The battle starts with Druddigon versus Thundurus. After setting up some Stealth Rocks and doing damage, Thundurus switches out into Wishy-Washy, which dies. Then the Lord switches in and it takes up the Druddigon. Feraligatr comes out, and a Moongus is brought out. As Feraligatr gets put to sleep, it is swapped out for Ninjask, causing Chandelure to be brought in, and it gets taken out by Mandibuzz, which gets taken out by Thundurus. Lunatone is brought up, and it takes out Thundurus. Exploud is brought out, and it takes out Lunatone, Ninjask, and Feraligatr. Latios comes in, and it Mega Evolves, and it takes out my Among Us, which leaves Celesteela and Megaladios. After some stalling with Calm Minds, Latios takes the win, giving the win to the Marnicle Mamoswine. So the rest of the battles consisted of Charizard having a bye week, the Blood-Curdling Basket Legion taking out the Livid Lucario, the Valhalla Vulpix taking out the Philadelphia Ninetales, Shining Title Absol actually takes out the undefeated champion, the Las Vegas Lopunny, and the Vaporeon beats the Gritty Groudon. This is the final week before playoffs. It is held in Generation 8 with the big change being Dynamax, which is this thing on screen. I'm tired of writing the script, please help me. Anyway, we are taking the point of view of Gritty Groudon, our newest member, who's facing the #1 player in the league, the Shining Title Absol, who is his team consisting of Regieleki, Durant, Sirfetch'd, Braviary, Hawlucha, and Oranguru. The battle starts with Regieleki versus Espeon. Espeon eventually takes out the Regieleki. After some switching, it's Durant versus Beware. Beware then takes out the Durant, Sirfetch'd switches in and KOs the Naganado that Absol switched in. The Sirfetch'd takes itself out with Recoil though. Vileplume comes in at the same time as Braviary. The Vileplume dies because type advantage. Electrical shows in Oranguru, it then dies also to the Braviary, but Espeon comes in and takes care of Braviary and the Hawlucha that Gritty has in the back. But then it's the best comeback in the history of the league ever. Gritty has one Pokemon left, and it manages to take out Espeon, Tapu Fini, and Beware, giving the win to Gritty Groudon, the worst ranked player in the league. Here are the rest of the battles. The Philadelphia Ninetales beats the Chilling Charizard, Livid Lucario gets a bye week, the Valhalla Vulpix beat the Blood-Curdling Basket Legion, the Las Vegas Lopunny beat us, and I'm pretty sure Vaporeon versus Marnicle Mamoswine didn't happen because there's no record of it in the spreadsheet, and they're just not in the league whatsoever. It doesn't matter though, it's fine. But there's some drama that happened. It's part of the league. It's not something I would mention generally, but it affects how the video is going to progress from here, so I will mention that. Okay, so I'm going to talk about that drama real quick. If you don't care about it, he'll go to this time right here. Anyway, 3, 2, 1. So the drama involved Electrical. He was the #1 ranked player in the league, and he got mad that he lost to the worst ranked player, and he was asking for a rematch because of, quote, bad luck. I think that would defeat the purpose of the league since it's a random battle league, so there's some luck involved in the generation random. So if you're going to reset a battle, battles have the inherent value of luck involved. But if you're going to reset one just because you had bad luck in the first place, I think that's in poor taste. I don't think that's really necessary. But after I told him this, he accused me of using my ego and being tyrannical over the league and me being jealous of how he performed, which is just quite frankly dumb because it's my league. I didn't make it just so I would win. I was blocked playoffs anyway. But with this, he threatened to make a new league and left. He did end up leaving, but the only reason I mention this is because it affects playoffs. These playoffs round 1 were supposed to be me versus him, but because he left, it ended up being me versus Vaporeon. For context, it's done now. The argument's done. Me and him are still friends. The Should Be series, it's out a couple months after this, but no one cares anymore. Don't be too harsh on him. You can call him a dumbass. Let him know I sent you. But anyway, let's go to playoffs. So for playoffs, it's the best 2 out of 3, and the quarterfinals are going to find the winner of each division, so let's show that. For the Leafeon division, we have the Livid Lucario versus the Valhalla Vulpix. In the Glaceon division, we have the Las Vegas Lopunny versus the Marnicle Mamoswine. For the Umbreon division, we have the Swordsmithing Scizor versus the Vaporeon. For the Espeon division, we have the Blood-Curdling Basket Legion versus the Philadelphia Ninetales. So for this round, we're going to take the point of view of the Blood-Curdling Basket Legion in the Espeon division. For the first round, they have the team of Aurorus, Heracross, Hatterene, Arcanine, Regirock, and Beedrill. Oh, by the way, I forgot to mention this is held in Generation 8. The battle starts with Aurorus versus Stakataka. After some setup, Aurorus eventually gets knocked out. Basculegion then takes out Heracross to KO the Stakataka. Ninetales then takes out his Corviknight to knock out the Heracross, but also takes out itself with 3 core damage. They take out Hatterene for Basculegion and Flapple for Ninetales. Hatterene Gigantomashes and takes out Flapple, a Zarude, and a Fangoro. The Fangoro takes out Hatterene with it. Ninetales then shows his last Pokemon, which is a Mienshao. The Basculegion shows an Arcanine. The Mienshao gets burned, and while on the verge of death, Tim shows Regirock, and Mienshao dies through burn. On to the second round. Still in the same point of view, the Basculegion has a team of Tapu Bulu, Cinccino, Latios, Charizard, Maractus, and Jolteon. The battle starts off with Tapu Bulu and Copperajah. The Copperajah immediately dies. Lunala shows up for Ninetales as Cinccino switched in. After some knockoffs, Lunala goes down. Tapu Bulu switches in and takes out a Xurkitree, a Grimmsnarl, and a Girder. The final Pokemon sent out is Politoed for the Ninetales, and Latios shows up for Basculegion. After some damage, Latios takes out the Politoed, leaving the blood-curdling Basculegion as the winner of the Espeon League. The other battles also ended up being a 2-0 sweep, so that's kinda cool. The winner of the Leafeon division being the Valhalla Vulpix, and the winner of the Glaceon division being the Las Vegas Lopunny, and the winner of the Espeon division being yours truly. So we're in the semifinals. Talking about semifinals, let's go talk about that. The semifinal matchups are the Las Vegas Lopunny versus the Valhalla Vulpix for the Yveltal Conference, and the Blood-Curdling Basculegion versus myself for the Xerneas Conference. We're taking the point of view of the last season's champion, the Las Vegas Lopunny. The winner of these battles will be the champion of their conference, so now let's jump into those battles. For the first round, the Las Vegas Lopunny have a team of Hariyama, Wormadam, Electivire, Moltres, Espeon, and Magmodar. The battle starts with Hariyama and Garchomp. Garchomp switches out for Shuckle, and Hariyama switches out for Wormadam. Valhalla then shows his Farfetch'd as Bumble shows his Electivire. Electivire takes out the Farfetch'd. The Pokemon shown are then Metagross and Moltres. Moltres then takes out Metagross. Tentacruel is shown as Electivire switched in, and Tentacruel actually takes out the Electivire. Espeon is then shown as Shuckle switched in and is then taken out. Ambipom is then shown as it takes out the Espeon, but the Ambipom gets taken out by Wormadam. Wormadam is taken out by Tentacruel, and as well as Hariyama and Moltres. Magmodar is finally puts an end to Tentacruel. It's the last Pokemon, but it gets taken out by Garchomp. That's the end of round 1. Let's go to round 2. So for round 2, Bumble has a team of Rapidash, Wormadam, Cacturne, Medicham, Mismagius, and Marowak. The battle starts with Rapidash and Vaporeon. Bumble switches into Wormadam and then Cacturne to take out the Vaporeon, but the Cacturne takes itself out. The Pokemon that come in are then Rhyperior and Wormadam. Wormadam dies, and Bumble shows Medicham that actually takes out the Rhyperior. Valhalla then shows his own Medicham as Mismagius switches in. And then Regice is switched in for Valhalla. Rapidash is then switched in as Exploud is switched in. Then Rapidash is taken out. Medicham then takes out the Exploud. Medicham comes in at the same time as Mismagius, and then Mismagius gets taken out. The Medicham then takes out the Marowak, and the final Medicham, so the win goes to the Valhalla Vulpix. So Valhalla Vulpix is in the finals. He is the winner of his conference, and his opponent will be me. So let's get to that. So after 10 weeks of battles and a crap ton of stress, it's me and Valhalla in the finals. In Generation 6, at best 3 out of 5. I think it's better if I just show you the battle, since me talking over it would not encompass the battle itself, and I think you guys are just tired of my voice after this point. So I'll see you guys in the outro. So yeah, we lost. Oh, you guys made me watch back through that footage. Oh wow, I realized like back in hindsight I could have made a different. Whatever, I'm not gonna make excuses. That's the end of the video. You guys have just held up with like 25-26 minutes of my voice, so I do apologize for that. But I thank you guys for watching. If you watched through this whole thing, comment down below. I guess what was your favorite battle, favorite week, and just general stuff. This is hopefully higher quality than the rest of my videos, so I hope it gets the recognition I think it deserves. It's my own video. I'm a bit biased, of course I am, but I think that's it, guys. So thank you guys for watching. Subscribe, hit the like button if you haven't, and just comment down something random. Say hi. Why not? Say hi. I'll have a conversation with some of you guys. Why not? And you know what? This is a little game I can do. One of these songs in the background is my favorite Pokemon song of all time. If you can say what battle it's in and what the name of the song is, I will pin your comment. Deal? Deal. Anyway, thank you guys for watching, and I'll see you guys later. Peace.